welcome back to another weekly vlog. Couple of things to do this week. So if you watched my last vlog, I did a lot of work on a little kind of mini commission for a doll that someone purchased and wanted a saddle to go with it. So that doll was one of my stags. So initially it didn't come with the saddle, so they wanted a saddle and I just made like a rein thing to go with it. But yeah, they said they liked some of my previous saddles and wanted something similar, but wanted like the color scheme of the doll. So I picked like this gold color or like orangey yellow color. Made the saddle out of polymer clay, and like I sewed on just like a little mat thing with some cross stitching, and then I did like these little functioning, kind of hard to do with one hand, but these little like little bags that you can put things in. This one's a smaller one. It's got like these little clip things. You can't see it upside down. That clip back on, and like a bigger one on this side, so it comes off and then you can pop it back on, and it's also sort of loosely held on, so it doesn't actually like come all the way off, but it's like loosely held on by like this little band thing here. Same deal with the rein. It's held on by like a little clip, and you can sort of pull it tighter around the snout area so you can put it on and off. So that's a little look at the saddle. So I sent them a message with some pictures to make sure they're happy with it, but they're on a payment plan, and yeah, so everything's ready to go once it's all paid off. And yeah, so I'll probably wait for them to reply, and then I can just pack it and prepare it for shipping. It'll just sort of sit there for a little while. And yeah, so that's the first little update. The second little update is the tiger commission. So I did a bit of work on it, just painting the pieces that are going to be visible when the faux fur goes on. So it's really rough painting. You don't need to be super duper careful, because most of it's going to be covered in the faux fur anyway, so there's no need to be, you just don't need to waste time making sure things are really like neat and tidy, because you know things like that are going to be covered by the faux fur, unless you're doing a exposed polymer clay one, then obviously you need to be careful. But because I'm going to cover this with faux fur, there's no need to be super duper careful. So I painted everything black. That needs to be black around the eyes and stuff. Eyes need a little bit of cleanup on the glass, because it's got a little bit of paint on it. That's the beauty with using glass eyes, is you don't have to be super careful, because you can just scrape them off. And I just use like a blunt little knife, or just something that's mini, like not really that sharp, but like a little mini tip like that, and that'll get all of the paint off the glass. So if you're doing painted eyes, you sort of have to be careful, but it's not really often that I do painted eyes anymore, unless they're like super dark or they're just like black, like a black sclera sort of eye. Even then I still opt for the glass eyes, but like some of my flying foxes that I've got in my shop, I painted the eyes because they're super dark and they're brown, so it didn't really need to, and they're slightly cheaper too, so glass eyes are a lot more work if you're casting as well, and obviously they cost more because you have to have the material for the glass eye. So yeah, so the flying foxes are a little bit cheaper. I also did some work on some ears. They're like halfway sort of done. So the ears will be for both the tiger and the red panda, which I haven't gotten to yet, but since as we're talking about the tiger, I'll just show you the ears. So these are the ears that I sort of prepared so far. They're super long, and I'm pretty sure I have a video on my Patreon about that, but I've recorded it again, so I'll probably pop it on Patreon again if it's not already on there. The whole process, that is. So this is the first part of the process, and yeah, so what I'm going to do now that everything's dry, I am going to give it an all over trim. I'll probably end up trimming this quite a lot, because I did with that first one, I trimmed quite a lot, and just taking the basic shape of the ear and obviously adding the little white eye in the back of the ear for the tiger. So they're ready to go, so that'll probably be today's work, some of today's work. The red panda as well, so I did some ears for the red panda, which are in the same sort of my battery's dying again, which are in the same sort of position, I should say, as the tiger ears. So I put them together. They're a lot larger than the tiger ones, and so the back of the ears are like a brown color, and they've got like this white border around it, and then obviously white in the middle, and then I'll add some color in to this bit. And these don't need to be trimmed all that much. They'll obviously need to be trimmed a little bit just to take the shape, but yeah, these are pretty much, I just give them like a little bit, there's like little bits and pieces that need to be done, nothing too spectacular. So I've got a pair of them, and they will be going on my red panda, which, if my battery doesn't die, brings me to the red panda. So I am going to be doing some body work on the red panda today. I've got my material ready, and it's ready to be like for the skin to go on. So that's a little look at the red panda so far, with the movable jaw. So hopefully we'll be ready at some time in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, so that's pretty much a whole lot of plans for today, so I'll try and end it there while I have some tiny little battery left. But yes, I'll start working on everything. So I'm going to pack this away in some plastic and probably the box, and then I will, yeah, like get back to you at the end of the vlog. Anyway. Gonna end the vlog for this week. So I got a bit done, which is exciting, and just trying to think of what I can show you first. So I might start off with the tiger, because there's not a whole lot to update. So I painted the bits that are going to be shown, or the faux fur is not going to cover. I didn't do like an amazingly spectacular job because it's going to be covered in faux fur anyway, so you don't need to be too careful with it. Did a bit of work on the ears as well, so there's still a bit to go, but I just sort of got them prepared for when I put the doll together, that I can put the ears together. I'll probably end up trimming them quite a bit anyway, but this is what I've got so far. They're really, really rough, so they obviously need to be like trimmed and whatever, but I'm gonna wait till I start putting the doll together before I do anything. So I think in the last ones that I did, I trimmed pretty much the ear to about there, so it's all that cut off, and then added the little white circle. I still need to do that. I need to add the white circle on the back of it, so they'll drastically change in the future when I start putting all the doll together anyway. So yeah, I still need to sculpt the feet for them, so hopefully we'll do that in the next week or so, and yeah, see how that goes. And I think I updated about the stag at the start of the video. I can't remember. I think I did about the saddle, so that's ready to go. So I'll probably pack it so it's ready to go, and yeah, because it's on a payment plan. So yes, moving on to the next doll. So the next doll is the red panda. So I start off with the ears because I've got them here. Again, really rough preliminary ears. These are obviously much bigger, and will need a little bit more maintenance, I should say. So the ears, they're like way more fluffy than a tiger ear. So I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. I might trim like a little bit up, but I want to just sort of get the doll together and work out what I'm doing before I start adding the ears in. So they are almost ready to be attached. I just want to do a couple more pieces on the doll before I do the ears. So the ears are all white. I trimmed this a little bit. They're all white in the middle, and then on the back side it's got like that white border with like a brown. So the brown, I'm going to sort of blend it into that orange color that you see on the body. So a little bit of a difference, and then yeah, it needs to be blended because I have a lot of like browns to that orange color and blacks to that orange color, so they'll need to be blended once I have the full doll together. And yeah, same deal with both ears. So lots of blending to happen. So glad their ears are done. I'll probably put the ear tutorial on my Patreon at some point, and yeah, it'll just be like a quick little overview about how I made the ears. I filmed the process for both of them, so yeah, and just like a quick little overview of how they work. Like, they're not spectacularly posable, but they're like gently posable. Did a bit of sewing as well, so I think the sewing took up majority of the time, apart from finishing the stag. Yeah, the sewing for the panda took up a lot of time, and yeah, so I'm kind of on the home stretch, I'd say, of the body. Yeah, so what I did, so I've done like the main torso bit so far. It is a bigger doll, as you can see. It's quite hefty. So yeah, I did the body, and I haven't attached anything yet, so I need to sort of refine that bit a bit more. Did the body, and I did the underside as well, the black. So there'll need to be a bit of blending that goes on here, just to blend that black a little bit, so it sort of goes a bit from black to brown to this color. And obviously the legs, they will be black as well, so I've got all 4 legs to still do, and then blend around this shoulder area with the brown. And then the tail, obviously I might see if I have a lighter color. I'm not liking the chances of the lighter color because it is slightly lighter, the tail, and then try and match the color, like the stripes on the tail, with this color. Or just do like choppy change. Like, I'll have to do two different things with colour, but I'll have a think about it. That's the last thing that I'll do with the faux fur. I'll have a think about how I want to do it. So yeah, it's a little bit of sewing to do. I sort of did a little bit of work on where the movable jaw sits and where the faux fur comes into contact with it, so pretty happy with the way it turned out. Pandas can't seem to open the drawers very wide, so I'll just have to do a little bit of trimming, and I don't want it to open too much further than that because all the pictures that I see, they don't open the mouth very wide, so I don't want it to open too wide. So what I'm going to do is just do a little bit of trimming here, and that should allow just enough little bit of opening that I want. And then when I add the faux fur, like all of this will be covered as well, so it'll be a bit more seamless. And yeah, so that's kind of working out well. I just realized I haven't painted any of the face, so I'll probably do that before I add any faux fur. So I think they have little black nose or a really dark brown nose, and yeah, I'll paint these areas as pretty much like the next thing that I do, or before the faux fur goes on and before the ears go on. I'll paint all these little areas. The feet don't need to be painted, they're going to be covered in faux fur, so apart from the nails. So yeah, so they have like little furry pads. I just added the detailing here just so it'll show through when I apply the faux fur, but I think it'll look really nice. So yeah, there we go. So that's the little update. Hopefully in the next week or two I can get this panda done. It's not that far off. I just have to do some more sewing. The sewing takes kind of a lot more time than anything else. Felting the body does, but I think just sewing all of the faux fur on and making sure like everything's correct takes the most time. So yeah, so I'll do that. I'll finish sewing the legs and work out what I'm doing with the tail, and yeah, so then it'll be finished. And this doll will be going in my shop, so my patrons will get early access to him, and hopefully in the next maybe fortnight or so I'll have him up for sale. So yeah, if you want to nab something early, then just you can join any tier of my Patreon and it will give you early access to anything that I put up. And yeah, and also payment plans are super welcome. Just shoot me a message beforehand and I can tell you how I do it. I try to be really flexible with my payment plans because I try to be flexible to everyone's needs, I guess. And yeah, so I'll probably leave it there. The new printable went up this week as well. It's like a nice little like a snowy forest, a snowy pine forest. So I sort of I did two paintings just to choose one that I liked. So it's this bottom one here. So it's a little like wintry scene because we're coming out of winter in Australia, so I thought nice little wintry scene. And I'm thinking this one, maybe I did a little bit of work on the computer, like Photoshop on that one, so it looks nice. So maybe that'll be in the next month. And yeah, so check that out if you want to download that as the printable this month. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much the update. I am thinking of doing another like mini collection of like a Japanese mini collection, because I have a doll that I've like really half finished. It's been sitting around for a while, and I did something really similar maybe like 3 or 4 years ago now, but I might include that head sculpt in this update. And I'm thinking of getting ahead of myself, but I'm thinking of doing a couple of things for this little Japanese update. So I have this doll that's been sitting around for a while, that I just haven't finished, and it's sort of inspo was the Inari fox. So I did this. It's been sitting around for, I'm gonna say, maybe like 4 years. I reckon 3 or 4 years as well. And yeah, it's sort of based on an Inari fox. So it has like a little, I don't know where it is, I have to dig around and find it, but it has like a little like a weapon that you can put in the mouth. So I have to go on the hunt for it. It's around somewhere, I'm not sure where, but it's like a bronze one. And yeah, it's meant to go inside here. So it's a little white one, and I was gonna add I wasn't sure if I was gonna add any markings to the body or not, but I was gonna do the red sash that they have. I've done one of those before in a previous doll, but with a different type of head. Yeah, I've done the sash before, which turned out pretty cool, so I've still got some of that red material. But I thought it'd be good to actually, you know, get this sort of doll done, and I haven't done like a Japanese thing for a while. I used to do a lot more of them back in the day, but yeah, I haven't done many Japanese things. I've been sort of concentrating more on like realistic animals. Yeah, so I'm thinking I have an extra Oni mask. Like, I sculpted these mini Oni masks a while ago. I have 2 in my shop. If you don't want to know what I'm talking about, I'll try and remember to link them below, but I never do. Yeah, so I've got a cast of, just a blank cast of an Oni head that I'm thinking of making into a doll as well. It's going to be quite large. So I don't think I've done a doll like that before, so it'd be something completely different. I have an idea of what I want to do. I want to do like a red Oni with black hair, and yeah, just something completely different from what I normally do. So it'll be good to do it in like a nice collection. So I'm thinking of doing a couple of dolls, and it'll take a little while to do this collection, but yeah, it'll be the Inari fox that I showed. I have another head as well that I've done plenty before, so I might do another doll of that. Not sure exactly what colorway. I've done a lot of colorways on that one, which I've done a blue one, I've done a red one, I've done like a gold with a gold and black one. So yeah, I'll just have to have a think about what I want to do. I've done pink before, I've done like autumn, spring, like cherry blossoms, and they're basically based on the Noh masks in their theatre. And yeah, so I have 2 dolls actually that are in my shop with those type of dolls that I'm talking about, so I'll also try and remember to link those. And yeah, I just have to think about some other things. I might do like a cherry blossom watercolor or sticker set, or just something. I haven't fully thought about what I want to do just yet, but I do know I want to do the dolls, definitely. So yes, not sure about sculptures. Maybe a sculpture, I'm not too sure yet. I just have to do some like planning and brainstorming of what I want. A Daruma would be cool. I'd really like to do them with different faces. Plenty of options, and I think I'll only do small ones. I might even just like cast a blank one, and then I can sculpt the face on them or something. I don't know, there's plenty of options. I think I might do that. Yeah, all right, I think I'm gonna leave it there because I'm coming up with ideas and I need to write them down, I think. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that stuff. Helps my channel grow. If you want access to any of my dolls that I am putting up in my shop, join my Patreon. There's a lot of perks and stuff over there as well. So thanks to my patrons who support me so far. Really appreciate it. Anything you need, anything you want, just let me know on my Patreon, and then I can also do like little videos and stuff as well. Yeah, check me out on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok as well, and my shop, creaturesandhat.com, and I'll catch you next one. Bye.